joining us. For the people who don't know me, my name is Marie-Josee Berard. I'm from Montreal, Canada, and I've been in the Sunshine State for 22 years. I'm a very, very proud mom. My daughter is 24, Liz Amanda. She's a professional soccer player / advertising marketing guru. And we also have her boyfriend, Dan, who is in marketing also. My son is 20 and is in the Navy, and my husband, I've been with him for 13 years. So all about my family. I am the owner of Infant Massage Institute, Baby Wellness Massage. Yay! She's coming. Okay. Elisha will be right there. Okay, so I'm the owner of Infant Massage Institute and Baby Wellness Massage, doing medical massage for 30 years, specialized in baby and pregnancy. And I'm also a CEU provider. So what that means is that did a creation of a program, and I teach to therapists and professionals. Since the pandemic, I started doing virtual baby massage, and I teach parents how to give massage to the baby. The question of the day, I see that people are online. So my question today is, what is the largest sense organ in the body? So everybody knows. You can write your name, say, I can see if you write it down where you're looking from, because we have people from everywhere. So are you in US, Canada, Australia? Will be a different time frame, but let me know. So the answer of the question, the largest sense organ in the body is the skin. So when you look at the baby, the skin really is an extension of their brain. So touching the baby, doing massage, equate to connecting with the brain. So everything help for the brain, help for the development. The emotional, mental, and physical development of the baby depend on the quantity and quality of that touch in the first years of their life. So it's very important. That's why infant massage is so powerful. I have an announcement to make also. I will be working with Wow Mom World. The franchise, the one in Cold Spring, they have a franchise everywhere in Canada, US, and Mexico. It's a place that they specialize with baby, toddler. They have mommy and me classes. They have swimming, private swimming classes. They have organic restaurant, ballet, and we will now have baby massage. So I'm very excited. Go check it out. It's called Wow Mom World. It's hard to say. Before I introduce my phenomenal special guest, I want to congratulate Liz and Matthew Moore on their beautiful baby girl, June Rose. She was born August 18. They already had Hunter, Riley, and this is baby June Rose. So congratulations. I also want to congratulate Cindy and Jonathan Trost on their baby girl, Cynthia, who was born August 1st. They had a boy 9 years ago, so they had to wait 9 years. They try, and then they have finally the second baby, and it's a girl. So I'm very happy for them. Congratulations! All this congratulations. We have to congratulate Miss Elisha. Let me read her bio so you can know a little bit more about her, and then we'll let her in. Oh, let me wear my glasses. Okay, Dr. Elisha Koota-Bushell is a nationally board certified and Florida licensed acupuncture physician, as well as a nationally board certified and Florida licensed massage therapist. She's also a certified colon hydrotherapist, body talk practitioner, and theta healing practitioner. She is also certified in acupoint injection therapy and administer homeopathic injection for pain, arthritis, and facial rejuvenation, to keep you feeling looking good and young. And I want to I hope she can hear me. Can you hear me, Elisha, in the back? Yeah? Okay. She's in backstage, but I wanted to tell her because she's been helping a lot with my skin, facial, and I'm so happy. And I wanted to tell the story to Elisha because I went to a Miami Dolphin game, and I know it was in the dark, like it was not like the big light I have right now, but the girl asked me for my ID when I asked for a drink. So I was like, thank you, Elisha. I was so happy. So she's awesome. Dr. Elisha, she's a graduated community from Rollin College with a BA in psychology. She began her healing career as a massage therapist in 2005. She added colon hydrotherapy to her repertoire in 2006, where she learned how to clean, restore, and heal the gut. She graduated from acupuncture school in 2010 and became a licensed acupuncture physician. Her acupuncture practice, it's called EKB for Elisha Koota-Bushell Acupuncture, is located in Cold Spring, Florida, where she enjoyed helping a patient stay well with acupuncture and healing diet for 11 years. Dr. Elisha is a heart-centered approach has attracted a loyal following of patients throughout the years, many of whom consider her a trusted friend in addition to their healer. Yes, she is. Her compassion and care helps guide others toward a better quality of life. She looks forward to assist you on your journey. I'm gonna let her come in. Let me take this one out.
Oh.
She's coming. Hey! Hey, where's the color? Woohoo! Green.
And I got the sunset behind me.
That's beautiful. You look amazing.
Oh, thank you. You always make me look so good.
Oh, and I have to show you the baby. We didn't talk about it, but Elisha is the stepmom of 3 beautiful girl/woman, and she's now a new mom of Isaac, and he's right here. Let's put him. Look at him, Elisha. Oh, congratulations.
Oh, thank you so much. I was wondering if I should bring him to show the people if he's not napping.
Okay, let me put this back so we can see it better. This one. Awesome. I met Elisha like, I even don't know, it's been so long, 8-9 years ago.
2012 or 2013. 2012, I think.
Wow. I don't know.
Or 11.
Yeah.
Long time.
It's like I know her forever. And she's my acupuncturist, so she really helped me. I went for premenopause, menopause, and, just to keep me sane and relaxed. Elisha is there for me, so thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. And you're always there for me, too, with your glorious massages.
Thank you. We help each other.
Yep. It helped my pregnancy tremendously. That's made that was a big deal.
I know. We'll talk about it later. I wanted to talk also because I'm really honored and blessed to have all these special guests that are amazing, and they are a lot have background from other places. And Elisha background is from Hungarian, Austrian, and she speaks Yiddish. Is this the way to say it?
Yiddish. I know a few maybe curse words in Yiddish from my grandmother.
Oh, okay. What about
No,
that?
I know a little bit of Yiddish, but not so much Austrian, Hungarian.
What can you teach me? That's not bad.
Oy vey is one that everyone knows.
Is it bad?
Oy vey, oh my God.
Is it bad? Oh my God?
Yeah, like my God. I don't know the exact
Right, so how I say that?
translation, but oy vey.
Oy
vey.
Oy vey.
And my grandmother used to say oy vey's mirror, I believe.
Oy
Oh
vey.
my God, my child, I think.
Oy vey's mirror.
Yes.
I'm getting there. I'm practicing.
I'll learn more and I'll teach you. I have to remember.
Cool. You can come back and we'll do more. So with experience, I realized that there are no perfect time to get pregnant. So today we put that 40 and over, but this is really for everybody that thinking about pregnancy. And yeah, it's like often we're like, oh, we're waiting for the perfect time. But for me, I realized that there's no perfect time. So just work on, get ready. And that's what we're going to start about, to start talking about. Elisha is 42 and she had her baby. And look at
I'm
her. Is
43 now.
Oh my God, she is 43. Can you imagine? And like the pregnancy, she came, I gave her the massage and like she was doing so amazing. So that's why, like I said, we have to do that because often the people say, when you get to 40, it's harder to get pregnant. It's harder to stay pregnant. So we're going to talk about this tonight, and we have the proof there. And she's going to give us her secret.
Yes. And I think because of my traditional Chinese medicine background, which is, you're only as old as your energy and your vitality. So with our lifestyle, obviously receiving acupuncture is part of that, to supplement the energy and balance the energy, but also what we eat to rebuild ourselves, that we really don't have, age really is just a number if we're getting the right nourishment,
Yes.
and finding ways to balance our stress. Life will throw stress at you. And I
Yeah.
feel like that was a huge part. I had to have a lot of self-care, things in place that could keep me going, and the belief system that it was possible. But I always knew, I always knew it was possible because I treated fertility. I still do treat fertility and help women bring in their babies and connect, get the periods on cycle and on track. So I knew as long as I was feeling vital and had a healthy period, that fertility was possible.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to start with. Like, how did you prepare for conception? What did you like? I know it's not like step by step, but a little bit of what to do. So if they're thinking about getting pregnant, because often, I don't know, is this the step of getting ready to be pregnant? A lot of women don't know about that. They're just like, oh, I'm getting pregnant. But it's so important to get your body ready for the baby.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I mean, we know we can get our apps on our phones that tell us, hopefully, if we have a regular period, which is part of what acupuncture will get things on track,
Mhm.
that we know when we're ovulating, but how do we really heighten the chances at ovulation? So for everybody that's an individual, I would look at the case. And then for me, I was just my own patient in a way, and see what needs to be done to make sure you're the most fertile at ovulation and the most vital, and your blood and chi is built up. That's the thing. At a certain age, they start treating you like a geriatric, and I refuse to be treated like that and buy into that belief system. So I knew with all my practice that I really needed to take things that were going to build up my blood and build up my energy, because it's all about that. And as you get older, we get traumatized, we get run down, we get jaded, we lose we don't replenish that blood. So I knew, and when I decided that I wanted to try and see if God, if that really was in store for me, I took a few months and really started taking good care of myself. I had to cleanse and detox. I went on Dr. Amati's machine, and
Mhm.
it said I was a little too toxic, and I was like, oh, I'm like not surprised, from my 30s, and
Yeah,
so I got
for the people that don't know, Dr. Amadi machine, it's I guess you want
biofeedback. So
yeah,
it's like energy work meets technology. So
exactly.
it reads the frequencies in your body, and it can really give you a good baseline of what's going on. So when I went to her, it let me know my hormones actually did need a little balancing, not my actual fertility hormones, or period, the things we're used to, like estrogen, progesterone, my cortisol, which made sense because of all the stress, that we deal with going through life and getting older in this world. So I did 2 months of bioidentical hormone. For me, it was cortisol and a little progesterone. And then I did colonics to clean the ins, get a new fresh start on the inside. And I ate clean. So I avoided dairy, avoided processed food, white flour, refined sugar. But it's not like I was super strict before conception. I really didn't have so many cheat meals. But then my pregnancy really balanced me out, which I'll talk about later. But I know what to do to get back on track. So that's the key, you know, being able to notice where things are out of balance and then getting back on track. So I was able to notice and, switch things up, get back to basics, back on track. And then that's what I help my patients with fertility. So we keep going because we're all human. You know, I did have the public sub here and there, but I took digestive enzymes and I had to admit when it was too much.
Yeah,
Get clean again.
I was like, you were coming for a pregnancy massage, so I knew like your journey, and that's what is so cool with Elisha, because like nutrition, she's really good at nutrition. And I was reading like they were saying for every hot dog, like the hot dog with processed meat a person eat, it takes 36 minutes of their healthy life, according to the new study. But if you can make up by eating nutritional snack like nuts, this would have time back. So it's always about balance. And I was thinking about you because that's really how she does it, and I really love it because we can't keep healthy like all the time. It's impossible. Well,
yeah, and knowing what to do to balance. If I have the white flour, it doesn't really pass through my bowels after a day or two of going a little nuts. And if I'm not getting enough of the fruits and veggies in to really clean the pipes, so I'll know how to adjust the ratios. But it's like we're human and we're going to play sometimes, but it's knowing what to do. So I was always taking my probiotics, took digestive enzymes with more difficult to digest meals, and help things along, made sure that what was going in was able to go out. So I wasn't getting more toxic. And then, to me, that's everything anyway. We are what we can eat and digest. And then if we eat something we can't digest, we don't have to suffer. So that's where I can, I help. Even if we manually massage it, you're always massaging my belly to help.
Yeah. And for the people who are listening, that's, it's really about balance, because for me, until like I talked more with you, it was like, oh, if I eat something that I'm not supposed to eat, I was feeling so bad. But then you feel bad and then it get worse. Instead of saying, oh, just balance it and it's going to be okay.
Yeah, you tell your body not to digest it, actually. So not only did you eat the thing that was difficult to digest, you're now feeling bad, and that energy, it's like you're telling body, no, don't digest that, it's bad, but it's too late. So you have to help it through and enjoy it. And then just the next meal, that's what I always say, the next meal or the next day, you're back on track with the good things, getting the nourishment in. And interestingly enough, it's also when I wasn't eating enough, I needed to eat more, and I needed to consistently drink my water. Was a huge, big deal that I had a challenge with in the past, because I'd get stressed, run around, especially at the office, not tell everyone to drink water and not be drinking water, not be eating enough. And then I'd get depleted and start having issues, actually gain weight. And then, through really making sure that I needed to be nourished, it was a big deal to get the good food in. And then if you're getting consistently the good food in, that's why I love smoothies, because you can get a lot in at once. Then the other things don't matter as much. But if you're not getting the good stuff in, and then you have the things that aren't great, then the pipes get clogged.
Yes.
Need a little help.
Balance. So for you, you did what you had to do, then you got pregnant. But for some women, they try and it's not working. And I know the infertility part is difficult on some, but I want to let them know that you and acupuncture can help them also, because when they're pregnant, then she sends them to me so I can do the pregnancy massage. So I know Elisha is really good and it's working.
Yay! I want to bring the babies in.
Yeah, can you explain a little bit of the infertility treatment work?
So for the infertility treatment, so everyone's an individual, so we assess what's going on there, and basically I need to get their cycles healthy and balanced. If they're all then we're going to spend a few months, 3 to 6 months, to balance the cycle, get them a healthy, regular cycle, so we know when they're ovulating, and we do treatments based, to help them get a healthy period, and before ovulation to heighten the chances of conception. But then also things may come up where, I've worked a lot with IVF doctors as well, which is totally, it's whatever it takes for you to have a healthy, supported pregnancy. And sometimes there are physical issues as to why you can't. So you do need to go through IVF. And then they do, they'll do things outside the womb, connect it, and then do the implantation. So I work with that as well. So then I'm helping before implantation, I'm helping with the acupuncture to make sure that they conceive, and help making sure that they also are eating balanced, even though they have the hormones they're taking in those cases that are doing it for them. But that can be very taxing on the body because it's more forced. So making sure they're getting nutritionally what they need to really thrive and feel the most balanced, and with the acupuncture, really helping to mitigate the stress. Yeah. And pretty much with my journey, from years of treating fertility and understanding all this, I already had regular periods, but sometimes, I'd get issues were cramping, but from stress. So really the few months before I knew I wanted to conceive, I really worked. I went back to yoga. I got anybody who was creating, unnecessary stress for me, I had to put in a bubble and float them away. But that's a big deal. It eats at our energy and it creates blocks. So I really wanted to open up. But in my practice, I'll help. We assess what's needed. And if we hit a bump in the road and I need to refer out to IVF, that's okay too. And then I work with the IVF doctor to make sure things happen. But many times just with what I'm doing with them with diet, lifestyle, and the acupuncture, we're able to have them conceive within 3 to 6 months. Usually, I don't want to jinx it, but 3 months is my track record. And that's how long it took me once I started trying.
Really good track record. That was awesome. Okay, so now we have them pregnant. You are pregnant. So how do you stay nourished and stay healthy during the pregnancy?
So during the pregnancy?
Yes.
So for me, that's when I realized, because I was eating more for detox and weight loss. Before I lost 15 pounds. I got the colonics. I was eating clean. I've never been so strict, but it's like I was being driven by, I guess, this godly energy. And then I got pregnant, which was great. And then at 6 weeks, I started getting this morning sickness, but horrible intestinal cramping. And I went to my OBGYN, who's integrated. And he was trying to tell me, he's like, you need to eat bread, like carbs. And I go, I'm not eating carbs right now. I'm like, I'm not eating gluten. Like, I was very serious. And he's like, no, you need solid food. The juices are just going right through you. The walls of the digestive system are getting porous to feed the baby, and it's going right through. And there's cramping happening, and the baby's not getting anything. So you need to eat more food in its solid form. And then he understood where I was coming from. He's like, potatoes? And I said, oh, I get it now. So then I started adding in potatoes, gluten-free and very nourishing, and started eating a more just balanced actual food diet. Still had my smoothies, but actual food. And then that corrected things, and it was great. And then throughout the pregnancy, I noticed with my practice, just when I would be treating so many patients and getting stressed and not eating and drinking enough water, that posed a big issue. And then in general in life, we'll get off track, but I would really notice, like, what was it, the month that I was having a great pregnancy, and then I got the swollen ankles, but it was from I wasn't nourishing enough those few weeks. And you helped get me back on track. And then I really started getting back on making sure I drink enough water for the day. And I made my smoothies the night before to make sure I'd have them in the morning. Like, I wanted to feel balanced, like nourished up again. I had let the cup empty too much. And then you notice once the baby's in you, it's not all about you preparing. Then I had to eat enough for myself and to nourish the growing baby.
Mm-hmm. And he didn't like smoothie, so you had to change.
He didn't what?
He didn't like the smoothie, so you had to change for something.
Oh yeah, he didn't like the raw juices. He was like, you give me another kale cucumber juice, I'm gonna not be happy. He's like, and then I went and got a Publix sub. Literally, I think we left the doctor's office. I had potato, but then I was like, okay, because I was in so much pain for the few days, but then that felt great, and then I just went back on track with just eating the whole solid form. And smoothies with lots of fiber. I would add flaxseed.
Yeah, and like
more
you
solid.
the water is so important. I have a lot of pregnant women come for massage, and often they have start cramping just because they don't drink enough water, and it affects the baby too. So you don't want.
Yep. Oh, and I had to take the magnesium. Oh, because it was huge when they did the ultrasounds. They'll check to see how much fluid is going in the placenta, and so then I would be like, oh my god, I better drink that water. I didn't want the baby like just having nowhere to swim. And then I was on it, but also it's like I was so fortunate to recognize what I needed to do and address it right away. So I got the water up, took magnesium. I went to you for more often for the lymphatic to really get everything nice and smooth. I slowed down that month as far as the running around the office, cutting around the corners. I walked.
Yes.
And I found a new balance, to be able to carry all the way through. That's another big part with, we can get pregnant, but then carrying to term.
Yes.
And that's in Chinese medicine, our energy, our ability to hold. And it's our spleen chi energy. And what depletes that the most? Anxiety and worry. And what are we doing? We're pregnant. We don't know what's, we're worrying all the time. Life in general. So it's a big deal to have things in place that are going to relieve the stress and knowing when to make the changes. It's okay if we fell into an old pattern, but shifting it and doing the next good thing. Yeah. And I help with that in the practice to help my patients.
That's why she got the experience now. She can understand better. And,
I know. I was like, damn, I'm good. But it's interesting. I understand it in a whole different way. I thought I understood it, from the book, but now I really understand it on a deep level, obviously going through it and the postpartum period in a whole new way.
I had the same experience. It's like you understand, but then when you really had the baby, then you really, really understand.
Yeah, I'd be like, why are they stressing out about all these blood tests? The OBGYN, just a blood test, it's going to be okay. And I'd be calming them down.
Yeah, no, it was not only the blood test, but you have to do the sugar test. And I remember you were concerned about the sugar test also. And you're like, oh, I don't want that sugar. And then,
the thyroid test.
Yes. So
they have a sugar.
Talk to you about the sugar test.
So the sugar test, because I was like, it was pretty cool. I actually became more integrated through this experience because the sugar that they give you for that test is refined sugar. I think it's corn syrup based. So I was like, I'm like, okay, to doc, I said, there's just something cleaner. I could, even though I had a public sub that week. Like, is there something? I want to give him a hard time. I'm like, there's something cleaner I can do. I heard that you can make your own sugar solution. Oh no, I asked him if there was something clean I could do. He said, well, you can make your own sugar solution. He's like, but it's not calibrated to the test. He's like, so if just this once you could just do the drink that's calibrated to the test, then we'll know we get a good reading. So then I was like, okay. And I did it. And I was fine, thank goodness. And I just ate around it nice and clean and made sure I was hydrated. That's huge. Hydration is a big deal if you change nothing else. I mean, you need to get good things in your diet, but the hydration was huge, especially the more pregnant I got. And even now with breastfeeding, it's a big deal. I'm not a happy camper and neither is my baby. I get off track with hydration.
Water. So then we went a little bit through the pregnancy. It was quick, but Elisha is there after for everybody that want to talk to her. Like we have things in place. We'll talk about it later, but now we talk about the pregnancy, now postpartum, and Elisha had a C-section, so we have to go with the flow because we always think that we want everything to be perfect, but things happen, and it happened for always for the best. And she learned from that too. And I don't know, the C-section was the scar. Like I work a lot on scar, and Alicia's scar was like, wow, what did you do? So she knows what to do.
You did a good job. I always tell everyone because they're curious about my birth experience and assume that I did all natural, which I thought that's how it would be. But then that was not, you saw at the end, it was not working out like that. Basically I always joke that the doctor gave me a Boca natural birth, C-section with a tummy tuck. So I could say unnatural. My husband did point out his midwife was the assistant at the surgery. So I did have a midwife at my birth. So
Oh,
that was cool. But I
yeah.
actually did think I was going to go into labor natural because naturally I was hoping. And
Yes.
then and I had a great pregnancy, and because of my age, that's where they, treat you because of your age. At 39 weeks, I wasn't 40 weeks yet, and you could actually carry healthily at an approved age till 42 weeks. So at 39 weeks, they wanted me to make an appointment. And I was like, "What?" I'm like, "That's a little, throw me a little bone. I know I'm a little older, but it's a little early. Let's compromise." So I think they got it pushed a few days. Went to the hospital, went through the induction. It was terrible. It didn't do anything. No dilation, had a horrible night. But because in the morning there was no stress to Isaac, my baby, which was an amazing miracle because I was so stressed and nothing was happening. The doc said, because you're having a healthy pregnancy at your age, I'm going to give you another week. And I said, hallelujah. And we got out of there and we ate. But then the next few days, I did everything. Remember, you did 2 massages for induction. I did acupuncture for induction. I bounced on the ball. I ate all the things. I walked around. I prayed. I did my theta healing. I did everything. Nothing was happening. And it felt like he was going down and then moving back up. So I said, okay, on Monday, when I go in for my checkup, if I have no dilation, that'll be my sign. If nothing has changed, that'll be my sign that I just need to schedule the C-section. And I was like, and I've seen, people fight and they want to keep what they planned. And I had to help with the trauma after that, help them heal from that. So I knew from my experience just not to fight the flow. So then I went, doc said that nothing much different, not dilated. I said, okay, let's schedule a C-section. I was disappointed. And then he said, did your husband talk to you? And I said, because he's a little more like that energy, I guess. We balance each other out. I said, no. I go, just the energy's telling me that. I know that something's not right. And then my mom had also told me and my aunt that they had no dilation and emergency C-sections. And there was no way I was doing an emergency. So I just scheduled it. And it was meant to be, went in, everyone was rested because I prepared ahead of time. I did my affirmations, hydrated. You worked on me so I could heal from surgery well. And then we had cord issues going on that could have posed a real problem in a natural birth. So, always, and that's what we help with as you're getting acupuncture or any other care that's helping your energy in your body and for you to really tune into your intuition. It's important to be able to be flexible.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have been cool to go through the natural birth experience, but that's what was given to me and it was meant to be.
Yeah, and it worked out perfectly.
Yeah. Sure did. It sure did. My anesthesiologist did a good job. I was even present because that was my concern, but I was present, and it was healing from the C-section was a lot, but because I help patients heal anyway before and after surgeries, I just applied that to myself. The biggest part is getting your bowels going after all the anesthesia. That was that was terrible. And I feel sad because a lot of people don't know how to really get it moving, and it leads to other issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I help with that also. And then just recovering from natural birth.
Yes. And I know usually you said that like the midwife was there, but I wanted to talk also about the placenta because often it's like the doula that go and get the placenta and but I guess you got a company, right, that came and just took it.
Well, basically there is a company, the Orchid's Nest, that works closely to Boca Regional. So one of the nurses had told me about it. So I just reached out, since they already had a relationship with the hospital. I just reached out to there, and she's actually a doula. And I didn't realize they did those services, and I think that's fantastic.
Yes.
And she told me to bring a cooler and two bags and some ice, and basically she comes and picks it up. So the doctor, they know at the hospital the protocol, the deal. So they took my placenta, they put it in there, and then they called her to come pick it up. My husband had reached out for her to come pick it up, and it was all set up for her. And then they dehydrate it. I'm not sure of that process, but the whole point was in Chinese medicine, when we eat the placenta, it builds back up our blood and qi. And think of it, it's that what was nourishing the baby and giving them life the whole time. And it has all the ingredients to renourish our blood and rebalance our hormones. So I knew from others to get that done. So I'm so happy I did, because the postpartum depression was different than just regular depression, because it's such a big adjustment, and such a big, just becoming a mother, much bigger responsibility and adjustment than I had realized, and the lack of sleep, all the things combined. And then we really need all the support. And then the placenta, when I would take it, remember to, and then I started being really regular, but right away it would get me back in touch. I would cry a little, and then I'd feel balanced again and built back up. And now I've been taking it regularly, and I got tinctures made out of it. I got a salve. So the tinctures I can put in my smoothie. So anytime I want to reconnect to that energy, because it's such a, beautiful to feel connected to the life inside of your body. I can't explain it, but it brings me back to that energy and remembering why I did this in the first place, and connected again, and connected to baby. And so the tinctures I got, because they'll last a long, long time. And it's just put the drops in, and I could do that. And then a salve, because placenta actually helps heal the skin. And I was putting it on my C-section scar.
Oh, yeah.
To help heal that.
I think it helped a lot, because it was really cool. Like, it heals so quickly.
Yeah, I did Traumeal, so the homeopathic remedy. Arnica is one of the main ingredients in there. Yes. I was putting Traumeal on it. You were working out the scar tissue. A little bit of acupuncture, but I'm ashamed to say, not as much as I'm going to start doing more, because there's still a little, even without full on like what I would do for my patients. This is why it's not always so good to treat yourself. And then my acupuncture physician, Dr. Yvette, moved to the East Fort Lauderdale, and I couldn't get to her as often. But then, reconnecting that energy there with the scar. But even with all the things that we did and what I put on it topically, and then going back to yin yoga and connecting to the area and gently opening it, not doing anything crazy, helped so much.
Yeah, for the viewer, like, it's really important that you decide before that you get to, the hospital, or if you home birth, it's easier because you're gonna have the placenta there. But prepare, so when time to get the placenta, everything is ready, and you can have the company or the doula or the midwife. And
I guess 2 to 3 weeks before. No, it was like 2 weeks before I connected, and then I had it all set up for her to pick up. She did it within like the night, I think, overnight, and she brought it back to my husband, all the different goodies. And I got a lot of things for, it was only $350. And I got tinctures that'll probably last me my whole lifetime, because I'll just use a little drop. Yeah. And then I had the capsules that I'm still using now, 3.5 months postpartum.
Yeah, that's awesome. But I'm like, so many things you want to say. It's like,
I know. We could talk.
So we had the baby now. The baby's there. We're feeling better. And then, yes, you have breastfeeding. It's like another part. Like, a lot of moms have problem with the breastfeeding part. Just like it starts for themselves. Like, again, a lot of hydration, and often it's the baby, little baby.
Yay!
A lot of times is neck problem with the baby or anything, and they had problem latching. So it goes on both the mom and the baby that have to figure it out for breastfeeding.
Yeah, that's a lactation coach. I'm actually going to reach out. I feel fortunate that I've been able to. I went going and flexible, being flexible about that process as well. But they really help you so much at Boca Regional. And because I had a C-section, it was a blessing in disguise, because I got 2 extra days at the hospital, and all the nurses were so into teaching you and helping you. So they got me started really amazingly. But we did run into bumps, because you get super hungry, and if you don't eat enough, you need to keep nourishing yourself to now make the milk. So pregnancy, you nourish yourself to grow the baby with the right ingredients. And now I need to nourish myself, even when I'm not sleeping, with enough water and food to keep the milk coming in. And so that was huge. And we're still, when I went back to work, that was tough, because we were on such a great schedule. And then I wasn't on my right pumping schedule, and I was feeling like I was stressed, so it wasn't releasing as much and all these things. But then took me about now 2.5 weeks, and now we're getting into a nice, we adjusted things and getting into a nice flow again, but I had to get back on drinking my water. I thought magically those habits would be fixed once the baby, was pregnant and the baby was here, and I'm going to make sure I eat enough and drink at work, which I didn't, but then I did. I got back on track last week at the end of the week, and now this week. And I'm doing great and really eating a lot of the good fats, oatmeal. I was always having oatmeal on hand because that's so easy, and then you just eat it really quick. Nuts are so easy. I just got having like layer bars, different healthy, mindful bars. So it makes it so easy to get things in, and you're always snacking every few hours. And then your milk can keep, and then the balancing your life stress.
I like the cocoyo.
Oh yeah, and the fermented foods.
Yes.
How can I forget?
Yes.
To make sure my gut is nice and balanced and strong.
Yes.
And yeah, it's a whole process, and I'm still making adjustments, but it's cool because I helped so many women before with the breastfeeding. They'd come in, the milk wasn't really flowing, and I'd say, "Oh, liver tea stag, we got to get you relaxed," and I helped them relax.
Yes.
But I didn't really understand what went into it as much. With I'd suggest things for them to eat, but I didn't. Now I'm excited to help and advise women or my patients, because I understand it on such a deeper level now and make adjustments for them personally. And then also we had an issue with baby was preferring one side over the other, remember? And it was like his neck and shoulder. I was obsessing about that. But now I'm realizing I'm a little protective of that side as well. So I'm going to see a lactation coach and see what she can help guide us. And that's a big thing with the postpartum, reaching out for help, having things set up. So you have, even before you have the baby, to have touch bases for getting the help that you need, whether it's through family or partner, friends, coaches, healers.
Yes. And I like with the wellness talk I'm doing, like they can go on YouTube, and I have all the talk and the different experts. So depending on what you want to look at, then you can look at the video. And so you can reach a little bit of who's there.
There's a raccoon, but my cat went behind the tree. So I hope you guys don't. Hopefully the raccoon, he looks friendly. He looks friendly enough. Hopefully he just walks by. Ella's hiding behind the barbecue. Avoiding him. Okay, good. I didn't know if I was
sure you're safe. You okay?
Yeah. I didn't want to run out really quick. And,
that's a funny show. Oh, we had a raccoon in the show.
I know. I should turn the camera and say, smile.
So when you're back to work and your baby, you want to make sure that your baby is developing and thriving and staying on track. So how you do that?
So you helped me so much, because right away, at 3 weeks, actually, you started. I remember I got him adjusted with the chiropractors. I have two of my favorites. And then I went to you you came to me to work on baby boy. And that was such an amazing way to have a touch base. So when he had torticollis that was happening, little things that we needed to adjust, possible, one side wasn't, you told me what exercises to do to help with that side, to turn him when I'm changing his diaper, so he has to look at me from the other way. Like, you were always that touch base to let me know how to adjust what I'm doing, and then also knowing when to reach out for help and go to another, go to the chiropractor. But even just with the massage, you're resolving so many things and helping him over time. And also when his digestive system shifted at 3 weeks, it was also when my mom left, and he had gotten really used to Nana time.
Yeah.
In the comfort of her arms. And then she was gone the next day for a few months. And so he had colic. But you also told me, and I was researching, that's when their digestive system has a shift at that point. And you came and helped him.
Yes.
And I did the probiotics for infants, and then a little of the homeopathic remedy for colic, but mostly just the probiotics, and then you showing me the exercises and the reflexology for his gut. Yes. And then being more present for those types of changes. I think, but I was in the recovery phase of C-section, and he was a good eater, so I wasn't getting fluid sleep. Everyone told me to sleep before you have the baby. I said, no problem, I'm a great sleeper. No one told me you don't get consistent sleep. You don't go into
Well,
REM sleep for a
I
month.
was trying to tell you, but
But
you
it's
were
worth
like,
it.
no, I'm good, I'll be good. I was like, okay, let's see how
Right? It's like, oh, I'm fine. I'm the best sleeper. I didn't know this little
yeah.
baby was going to be controlling my, which happily I did. I want to feed my baby, so I was like doing it. But then that 3 or 4 weeks of that or more, are shifted around 6
Yeah.
weeks.
Mhm.
And then we had the right support though. Like you would always be that touch base once a week, making sure his development was good. And I was on his gut health, whatever we had to address. And then my gut health, because when I went off track, it was affecting my milk production, and also certain things were giving him gas, or it was obvious, or more acidic in the BMs. He was going, but it was like more diaper rash. So I was
Yeah.
able to make the changes in my diet. But I go to it quickly because I already know, so I adjust it. But then I would help. That's another thing I would help my patients with the healing diet, knowing what to change,
Mhm.
uh, and what to be aware of, and what they need to get in, and what possibly needs to go to the side for a bit.
Yeah, and that's my goal. Like I'm talking a lot about the baby, but mommy have to be there and healthy too, so she can be there for her baby. So
Our oxygen mask on first. That's what I keep remembering. But it's hard when you're in the. It can be challenging. That's why it's that fourth trimester postpartum is the most. I feel like the most beautiful emotions I've ever felt, and some of the most dark nights of the soul in certain moments because of the big life changes that are happening.
yes, yes, and the hormones are up and down, and yeah,
Yeah, and my theta healing, my theta healer,
yes,
really helped me tremendously
yes,
when.
Karen is amazing healer.
Yes, Karen.
Yeah,
So when I had to really get through the darker moments of feeling down, or like I'm not, like, what was I thinking? I'm not a great, am I messing this kid up? I'm tired. Maybe I don't have the energy for this. But then realizing everyone's going through this, and
yes,
just having that support. And then as you have that support and you have the care and the nourishment, then it feels better and better and better. And then at 3 months, it felt a lot better, that transition. But now
Mhm.
I'm going to now coin something called the fifth trimester, which is balancing being off just with the baby with going back to work. And some people have the fifth trimester crash into the fourth trimester.
Yes.
They have to go too
Everybody's
early.
different. Some people like really need another couple of months just for them also. But like
Yeah.
if you have like the good support around you, then make it easier.
Yeah, and I feel I did. And now I'm going to be such a better support. I used to always give moms their space after they had the baby. It's like I used to joke, right? You remember me, I'd like be like, I just bring them in, I induce them, I bring them in, then I get them in the body, and then I get them out, and
Yeah.
then I give them their space. I thought it was that type of period, but really that's the time you need to reach. Like I would reach out, but I'm going to make sure I'm reaching out, not like a pest, but maybe even doing a home visit, a week or two after, something where I'm just, even just putting some needles in just for their sanity and support, or
Yeah.
just touching base, or sending a little postpartum package or box. Because
Mm.
it's a very fragile time, that first month. And I want to make sure that I'm doing more outreach to the mamas. Because once you get past that, though, it gets so much, you have so much positive energy that fills you up with having the baby and being in that mom role. And, you can go from that hard first month to really just amazing yourself by the third month and being so proud of yourself. But it's getting through those time periods.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much. You're so amazing.
You're so amazing, girl.
I want to put we all are amazing.
This
Your
was so much fun.
information. Yes, I'm gonna put it down. So if you want to reach Elisha, we got her name, her website right here. How cool is that? Her phone number. And she does also phone consultation. So usually it's $60 for 30 minutes, but she have a special with the people who are looking at on the talk show. She did it for $50 for 30 minutes. So
Thank you. Like an assessment to see what needs to be adjusted dietarily, you know, after hearing your story, what can be adjusted, and also other healers that we pull in. You know, that's what I did have a great team of myself, but really a team helping me. That was because it's hard. I was forgetting things when it came to myself, and that's common. But when you have the right help and healers, it's amazing.
So thank you so much. It was a pleasure and a blessing always to have
Oh, Marie, thank you so much. And then my first Facebook Live, I'm so happy that it was with you. You always make me feel so comfortable and amazing. And I'm so grateful for you and all the help you've given to me and to little Isaac.
Yes,
And I feel honored to be on the show.
it's his bedtime coming, so I'm gonna let you and take care of him. Thank you so much for taking the time. You know.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, he's putting me on an earlier bedtime.
That's good.
He's retraining me, I know. Okay, thanks, Marie. Love you very much. Bye, bye everyone. Bye.
Okay. Everybody, thank you for listening. We have next month, we have another speaker. She's so cool too. We're going to be talking about sleep. So her name is Kenzie Budkevich. She's a behavior analyst and a certified sleep coach. So she helps parents create sleep schedule that works. So you feel restful and not stressful. So if you like the show tonight, just you can come back and share it with your friend, or you can tell them to come on my page. It's going to be there, and they can listen to it whenever they have a chance. So remember, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Thank you so much for being with us, and I will see you next month. Ciao.